Good afternoon, Brianna Priceless McCray. Excuse my voice, these sinuses kicking my tail. But good afternoon, Jeanette Laster. How are you? Good afternoon. Excuse this raspy voice, y'all. Marquez, what's good with you? Good afternoon. Y'all excuse these sinuses. It's bad, bad. So y'all excuse me if I gotta sneeze a little bit, blow my nose, y'all. I'm dripping like I don't know what. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Try some honey, okay? Cause honey, these sinuses, it's all up in here. Good afternoon, my Facebook family. Happy cousin, that's a pretty baby. That's a congratulations. And girl, you be cooking. That definitely running the blood. Whew. Thank you, Kendra. How are you on today? Look, y'all, this is a lie right here. I want everybody, y'all excuse me. I told y'all in between I might have to catch a little soap because these sinuses at least is running for a change. Now, this live right here, I want every single body under the sound of my voice, share this right here on your page. I am so ready to enlighten you guys with something that I got enlightened about, the revelation that I received. I got to share something to you guys. Cousin, this going to bless you. Trisha, this is going to bless you. This is going to bless y'all. I'm telling y'all, from this day forward, after y'all hear this right here, when I tell y'all are going to be so free, it's going to blow your mind because it freed me. It's going to give you guys this sense of peace where you will no longer defend you. You understand? And so I'm about to get started. Good afternoon for those of you who's already on the live, people at the live, or if you get on the live a little later, how you doing on this beautiful Sunday afternoon? I gotta share something with y'all. So I saw my sister earlier in the week, and she said that she was paying respects at a person's house, and one of the women brought up my name. And she said to my sister, "Oh, Joy always been y'all daddy favorite, right?" And so immediately, I didn't take it naturally. I didn't take it personally naturally, okay? I took it spiritually because it blessed me, all right? So I think about me coming to Georgia, what I experienced with me coming to Georgia, and the love that was poured upon me. Understand that particular love that I received when I came to Georgia, it was in a sense like bittersweet because I'm young and not knowing yet, young and dumb, not knowing what was going on yet. But I found out like later after I got older with life. So I think about how the love that I received also brought hate. So when I moved down here, my dad had other kids. And so I wasn't raised around my other siblings until later in life. So I gets down here, and the ones that already had kids, the baby mamas wasn't really feeling me because they felt as though I was my father's favorite because of the way that I was positioned. I could see him more. I was in his mom's house. You understand? I stayed with him as well. So they felt like I was favorite because of the convenience I had with him. Now, put a pin in that right there because it's not about me. It's about the revelation that I received that really blew my mind. But because I had a conversation with my sister, it just opened up so many other doors. And so, y'all, the first sign of jealousy and favor, I'm gonna tell y'all what favor mean and what it's short for. Okay, I'm gonna read that to you guys because I think it's better when you have understanding, and I understand that everybody's the way they look at things and the way they receive or perceive things is different. So when you put in favor, my Google dictionary always correct me and give me favorite. Okay? So when I put in favor, it changed it to favor as if I'm spelling the word favor wrong. And it said preferred before all others of the same kind. Did y'all hear that? Preferred before all others of the same kind. So that means we are just alike, but when you're favored, you preferred over all, even though we are alike. Another definition is it's a person or thing that is especially popular and particularly well liked by someone. Okay? So think about it. Preferred before all others of the same kind. We are the same kind, but you are preferred. So listen, this blew my mind. So I went back because the Bible always tells us there's nothing new under the sun. So jealousy and envy is not new. Okay? It was before we was even conceived, before we was even thought about. So I thought about Cain and Abel. I thought about how everybody loved to use that term, I am my brother's keeper, when a lot of people don't even know that when Cain used that word, he was really being sarcastic with the father. I am my brother keeper was a question that Cain was asking the Lord, being sarcastic after he killed Abel. Now, the jealousy started because they both made a sacrifice to the Father. They was presenting something to the Father. They was presenting their utmost best to the Father. And Cain got upset because the Father favored Abel more than him. The Father preferred Abel over him, so he killed his brother. The next experience that I found out that favor brings. So number one, we see that in that case, favor brought jealousy and it brought death. Because when people are jealous of you, they would try to take you completely out. Okay. And so the next ones was, that was Genesis 4. Then Genesis 39 and 21. It speaks about the favor that began in David's life when prophet Samuel went to his father's house and said, God has placed favor upon your son. When God placed favor upon David, all kind of stuff was happening. I'm going to get back to that. Last but not least, what blew my mind was the prodigal son. I know everybody knows about the prodigal son, and you can read that at your earliest convenience. That's Luke chapter 15. And so I'm going to just sum it up, give you a little quick summary on that. The prodigal son was the son of the same kind. He had a brother that pretended like he was doing the right thing. He acted like he didn't go anywhere and he didn't do anything. But the other brother got his money and he did the doggone thing. He went to Magic City. He was tricking after he left Magic City. You understand what I'm saying? He was with this woman, buying her a lace front, buying this one a lace front, getting this one nails done, paying for this one house, this one just paying for sex. He was just balling, you understand, and enjoying life. And then he got broke. So the brother that felt as though he lived a perfect life. Y'all already know people like that. The brother that felt like he lived the perfect life had a problem with the father seeing his son, running to his son, the one that lost all his fortune, was wilding in the streets. The father ran to him when he saw him in the streets and kissed and hugged him. Now, the prodigal son was full of shame. And oftentimes when you are ashamed and you didn't make the right choices, a lot of people like to try to bang you across the head with the choices that you made that wasn't good in their eyes. Okay? Or you're not doing the same thing that they're doing. When the father went and hugged the prodigal son, his other son that pretended like he stayed in the house, he was just creepy and creeping. He just didn't get caught like the wild child is. And he was looking like, man, how you gonna go give him a kiss in a hug when he spent all his fortune? How can you throw him a party, but he's the one that screwed up? Y'all know how it go. In families, people think they deserve the best because it seemed like they did the best. They didn't get in trouble. They did everything so right. But what caused the jealousy is that's not who Big Daddy put favor on. Big Daddy give favors to who he choose, and most of the time, the one that Big Daddy is the one that's Big Daddy favorite is the one that's screwed up. It's the one that done a lot of stuff and do a lot of stuff. That's who Big Daddy be choosing and charging for such a time as this. And so many people hate the fact that though you can tell him and tell people so many bad things about me, one thing you can't say is Big Daddy don't favor you. Now, I know y'all probably thought I was talking about the natural man. And in some cases, it is some people out there is favored by a certain parent. And by you being that parent favorite, and what I found out, we don't come out asking for favor. I think about Genesis chapter 29. I think about Joseph. He didn't ask his daddy to make him a coat of many colors. He didn't ask his daddy, could he be a dreamer? He didn't ask his daddy, could God show him that he was going to be a ruler over him and his siblings? He didn't ask for none of that, but he was chosen and he was given that. And so when you are favored by the Father, he doesn't give us what he give us based on what man think we ought to have. He doesn't give us what he give us based on what we do, because if you read about each one of these people's life that I told you about, their life wasn't perfect and their life wasn't pretty, but yet the Father still favored them. Y'all already know when you're getting blessed and other people love you, that is called God's favor. When people are drawn to you and they don't know why they're drawn to you, and they just be like, it's just something about you, that is God's favor. I found out for my own little self. The more people loved me and the more people favored me, the more people started hating me. I found out for myself, the more people loved on me and spoke highly of me was the more people spoke against me. I found out that the more the Father showed me favor in my mess was the more I heard it broadcast across the city. The more the Father showed me favor and brought me out of so many doodle and dirty trials and tribulations, I found out and I would hear things that was said about me from those who I loved. I understand. And so think back on each one of these people that the Father favored. They had to forgive big time. Understand? Because the very ones that dogged them out, put their mouth on them, it was a time that they started going through. I don't know if y'all read in y'all word, but I read in my word, the very ones that mistreated Joseph, he had to feed because they got hungry. The very one that tried to kill David, that was supposed to be his teacher, he still had to serve. And most of all, the prodigal son, his own brother, was throwing salt in him about him because he was jealous of him because of how he had street clout. He had favor in the streets, and the brother hated him for that. And he hated the fact that he was loved. See, to be favored, and favored is nothing but be preferred. That means we are alike, which means we all could get in the same thing. We can make the same mistakes. But let me tell you something. You don't have the choice to be picked or choose. The Father does the picking and the choosing. And when he picks you, he strengthens you because he already know that hate and animosity and jealousy and envy and BS and bull crap is going to come your way to try to destroy you because they hate the favor that's in you. But so many people don't understand, when you have favor by God, your struggles are great. Your heart get ripped apart. Your heart get broken. by the ones that whom you love, the ones you may have fought for, the ones you may have fought to keep them, their mind in perfect peace. The one that you might have protected will be the ones that be jealous of you, envious of you, telling your business, trying to harm you, trying to hurt you, trying to stop you. But let me tell you about favor. So many people been fixing their credit, right? And that's amazing because that satisfies man. Okay? When you have good credit, man can say, oh, you can get it. Here you go. Let me sign off. I'm going to give it to you. That's what man could do. But that's amazing. Well, me, I don't have that kind of credit. Be working on my credit. My credit could do real good. Then something come along. Then it go real bad. Then my credit be like doing this and then go back up and be doing all of this and doing all of that. But let me tell you about when you have the favor of God and when you have faith. See, it's not about my credit. Because anything I ever got, it wasn't based on good credit. It was two things that was in my favor. I had the favor of the Lord, and then I had faith. Understand? I believed. And not only did I believe, when I was seeing others with the favor of God on their life, I celebrated. I cheered. I wasn't being no hater in the dark. I wasn't saying, she got that because such and such. She got that because she did this. She got that because she did that. I wasn't doing that. What I was doing was saying, that's nice. That's pretty. When am you going to let me ride? Like, I'll be overly happy for folks, even if they hate the fact that I have God's favor and they know my doodle. But see, I ain't no hater, and so I'll be like, when you gonna pick me up so I can ride? I'll go to dancing for them when God bring them out. I told y'all, I've been to many housewarmings, nice houses. I love beautiful houses, understand? I love beautiful when people have new cars, new babies, new marriages, new whatever it is. I am the one that celebrate. But when it's my turn, it's a problem. Why? Because they might know that my credit jacked up. They might know that I ain't doing everything right. So they feel like I am not deserving of what the Father chooses to give me. And most of all, I always wait my turn. And when you wait your turn, can no man in hell stop what daddy want to do for you. And what I love about it, I don't consult man. A lot of people are screwed up because you consulting man when the only one that you need to consult is Big Daddy. And Big Daddy will set up a plan for you, and he will set up and give you everything he told you he would do, as long as you don't lose your faith when you are going through various trials and tribulation, when you are weary and weak. And long as you still hold on to that mustard seed faith. And if you was a farmer and know a farmer and they showed you how little a mustard seed faith is, honey, a mustard seed is very little. So I could understand if I was holding a seed right and I'm going through so many things, I'm trying to fight, I'm trying to block, I'm trying to stop. As little as that seed is, I know that it's a certain grip I would have to have on that thing for me not to lose it, because a mustard seed is just that little. But let me tell you that this right here, Daddy will give you a strip like no other. Blows are going to come. Holes and traps are going to come. Pain will come. But you got to have that death grip on your faith. Because let me tell you something. That faith will get honored with his favor. And can't nobody stop it nor hinder what daddy wants to do and what daddy is going to do for you. And no man can tell a story that'll make Big Daddy change his mind. Regardless of what you think, regardless of what you say, it doesn't matter what you think of me. It doesn't matter what kind of pictures you have of me. It doesn't matter what type of videos you might have about me. It doesn't matter what screenshot you have of me. It doesn't matter what proof you have of me. All that still will not stop the favor of the Lord on my life. Let me tell you right here, many have tried, but it didn't prosper. Many had went low, but it affected them. I had to pray for them all, y'all, because I seen where their jealousy and envy and their little private talks and their nighttime talks and their backdoor talk, then their three-way talk and their group chat text messages, all that slapped them in their faith, and it still didn't stop what Daddy chose to do for me. So I'm going to just say on to you, stop telling people you sorry that you got his favor. Forget that. No longer will you apologize for being simply you. You didn't ask to be his favorite. You didn't ask to be favored. You didn't ask to be picked out, to be picked on. But the thing about it is, when you rest under the shadow of the almighty wings, nothing will come near your dwelling. You will see foolishness fall at your right side and your left side, but it won't touch you. Understand? And he let me stand in the midst of so much hell. He let me see things go from the left to the right, but what he didn't allow it to do is he didn't allow it to touch me. Yes, I shedded some tears. Yes, I screamed that night. Yes, I wanted to kill somebody. Yes, I wanted to kill some people. Yes, I wanted to retaliate. Yes, I wanted to pay back. No, I did not want to forgive them, but I had to remember that favor and forgiveness go hand in hand. There's nobody in this world that I should allow to make them stop the favor that's on my life. So, hey, give me them names as you may. You can call me a hoe, a bee, a slut, adulteress, whatever it is you want to call me. But after you call me what you call me, whether you do it in secret or you might even say it in my face, make sure you in that thing is, but God favors her. I love you guys. Have an amazing Sunday. Mwah.